So, Odell Beckham Jr. is one of, if not the best NFL remaining free agent, and the Niners should 100% target him. So, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button and subscribe for daily NFL and NBA content, and let's get straight to it. So, we all know that he did tear his ACL for the second time, sadly, in, I believe, the Super Bowl for the LA Rams, and he is expected to come back early in the NFL season, week 1, week 2, around that time. And the Niners, they obviously have a very good wide receiver core, some young guys in Deebosamuel, who's obviously just came off of the best year of his career, and Brandon Ayuk there. They're both super talented. And then also you've got one of the better tight ends in the NFL, probably the best tight end as of right now, in George if he does stay healthy. So obviously bringing in this talent of Odell Beckham Jr. would be extremely helpful, especially for the young quarterback there in Treylance. This is his first real season in the NFL, and honestly, I see a lot of success going forth for him. Having Odell would take a lot off of Deebo because obviously Ayuk is very young. He's going into his third season in the NFL. He hasn't had a great career so far. I think he's just getting better though, so I am extremely happy that the Niners did draft him, and I am really happy that they still have him on the roster. He can learn a lot from the veteran there in Odell, who is 29 years old, so he's getting up there in age, but keeping him for a season or two would be extremely helpful for the Niners if they want to make a playoff run. And obviously they are a playoff team. They just made it to the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl just 2 years back. So, yeah, they're definitely one of the more talented rosters in the NFC, and adding on Odell would help a lot, and he would win us a lot more games. And, yeah, it just takes a lot off of Deebo, and Deebo, he can get injured. He is a running back and a wide receiver, so he's going to get a lot of touches anyway, so adding on Odell would take off a lot from him. And I definitely don't expect Odell to be anywhere near how he was on the Giants. I mean, he was one of the best wide receivers in all of the NFL. He's had some 2 really big injuries ever since then, so it's tough to be back where he was that year, those few years. But if he can be anywhere near how good he was on the Rams last year, only half the season there, I will be really, really happy. I mean, the Niners, they obviously don't need him that well. I don't think the Rams are going to bring him back. I mean, they did trade for Allen Robinson, so I just see no point in the Rams taking him back. So I just think it would be amazing for the Niners to go after him. I just don't see why not. And definitely there are some other teams that could go after him. I think the Vikings could use him, or the Saints. So there's obviously some other teams in the NFC, but I think the Niners should throw him some money and try to bring him in. The 49ers are already in for a pretty deep playoff run, considering last year how far we made it. This year we have a better quarterback in Treylance starting, and then we've got their Jimmy Garoppolo for this season to be backup just in case Trey gets injured, and there's a chance he does, at least for a game or two in the season, because he is a mobile quarterback and they do tend to get injured. And as I said earlier, George Kittle, if he stays healthy, he is one of the best tight ends, if not the best tight end in the NFL. He can help with blocks. He'll help the entire offense, honestly, just do his thing and get those touchdowns there. I expect a really big season from Brandon Ayuk this year. This is his 3rd year. We've seen other wide receivers start getting a lot better, improving a lot more in their 3rd and 4th season in the NFL. So I expect a huge season from Ayuk. I think he's going to be really good, honestly. You've got a new quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo did not target him as much as I believe Treylance will this season. So it's going to be really fun. Our offensive line, it could use some more work, but you can't forget that we do have the highest paid and, in my opinion, the best offensive lineman there in Trent Williams. So it's just perfect having him on the team. The offensive line will definitely have to adjust a lot more because we are used to having Jimmy Garoppolo as a quarterback. He's not mobile at all. Now having Treylance there, it's just a bigger difference. It's going to be hard to, adjust. And now I think they've got it now. They tried for a couple of games in the regular season last year. There were a lot of penalties. I doubt it's going to happen this year because we've practiced a lot, and I think they got it. Just in about half the season last year, he had 537 yards and 5 touchdowns, so those are pretty good numbers. I expect him to improve a lot more on the Niners. It's going to be really fun next season having him on the team, playing his role, and that's basically all I had to talk about in today's video. So if you enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe for more NBA and NFL content, and I'm out of here. Peace.